This video is about the perimeter and area of squares and rectangles. I want you to think of grass covering a fenced yard. The fence is the perimeter, the grass is the area. You add to find the perimeter, you multiply to find the area. The perimeter of a figure is the length of the outline of that figure. So if you could walk along the figure and measure it, it's the length of the outline. The sum of the lengths of all sides of a figure is the perimeter. So it could be any shaped figure. If the sides are straight, you would just measure the length of each of those straight sides and add those lengths together to find the sum, which is the perimeter. Perimeter is a distance measurement. For example, inches, feet, yards, miles, meters, blocks. Perimeter is one-dimensional. You are adding to find the perimeter. Let's look at this square. You can be given a square that has 2 feet on one side. You don't need to be told what the other sides are. By definition, a square has sides that are equal. All of the sides of a square are equal. If I'm told this is a square and this side equals 2 feet, then every side equals 2 feet. And the perimeter is just adding each of the sides. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8 feet. The perimeter is 8 feet. One-dimensional, feet to the first power. Now let's look at this rectangle. This is the length. The longest side we generally say is the length. The shorter side we call the width. I've seen problems where the width had a longer measurement than the length, but generally the length is the longest side and the width is the shorter side. The side opposite is the exact same length. So the side that it's not touching, the side that is parallel to it, is the same length. So this side is 3 meters. This 5 meters is opposite this side. So this side here is 5 meters. All I need to do is add the lengths of the sides. 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 8 is 16. The perimeter of this rectangle is 16. Look at this parallelogram. The length of this side is 6 miles. The length of this side is 4.5 miles. Because it's a parallelogram, this side is the same as this side. These sides, these opposite parallel sides, they don't touch each other and never will if the lines were to go on forever. That's the definition of being parallel. So a parallel line is the same length in a parallelogram. The opposite side is parallel and the same length in a parallelogram. So this side is 4.5. This is 6 miles, so this side is 6 miles because it's opposite and parallel. Because the reason I know it's parallel is because these angles are the exact same. Opposite angles are equivalent. A rectangle is a type of parallelogram that has 90-degree angles in every corner. These two opposing angles are the same, they're both 90, and these two opposing angles are 90 degrees. A square is just a rectangle in which the length and the width are the same size. A square is a type of parallelogram where the length and the width are the same size, and the angles are all 90 degrees. One other thing I want you to note, the sum of all angles of a parallelogram equals 360 degrees. A full circle, 360 degrees. In a triangle, the sum of all angles equals 180 degrees. But in a parallelogram, it's twice that much, 360 degrees. Imagine if I drew a line from this corner to this corner to make two equal triangles. And that's why in all parallelograms, rectangles, and squares, the sum of all the angles equals 360 degrees. In this last example, 6 plus 4.5 plus 6 plus 4.5 equals 21. So the perimeter of this is 21 miles, miles to the first degree. The area of a square is twice the length, 2 times whatever the length is. Area equals length times width. That's just the basic formula. I can use this exact same equation for a square. I don't need to memorize something else, twice the length, if I understand what's going on. You are adding when you're doing perimeter, you're multiplying when you're finding area. So you're only multiplying two things because area is two-dimensional. That means, for example, inches squared, feet squared, yards squared, miles squared, meters squared, blocks squared. So I can't multiply more than two things because then I'll have more than feet squared. Feet times feet is feet squared. Let's look at this first example and find the area. 2 times 2 is 4. Feet times feet is feet squared. Let's look at this second example. 5 times 3 is 15. Millimeters times millimeters equals millimeters squared. 6 times 4.5 equals 27. And this is miles times miles. I hope this was helpful. Please leave a comment. Your comments help improve the quality of these videos. Have a great day.